From the sound of a dragging foot heard in the still of night, a Civil War soldier thought to be guarding the property as he did in life, to a child spirit who could be heard giggling while playing pranks on staff and guests. Today we are delving into the dark history of the Tremont House Hotel in Texas. Welcome back, dissectors, to another haunted location. Today's property has seen rebirth many times. Standing as a beautiful hotel in Galveston, Texas, it hides a dark history with many of its past residents forgetting to check out. Tales of the Tremont being haunted have gone on for decades, along with other strange goings-on. The first Tremont was built in 1839 by the McKinney and Williams firm and saw General Sam Houston give a speech from the hotel's North Gallery about the possibility of a civil war. However, only a year later, Texas Governor Francis R. Lubbock gave the orders from the East Gallery for locals to lay waste to the city so that Union soldiers wouldn't be able to make use of anything left behind. Now, while the Civil War was taking place, the property changed hands many times between the Confederate and Union forces, even acting as a Union headquarters in 1862. Our first spirit seems to have come from this era and has been heard for decades by staff and visitors alike. The pounding of heavy boots marching up and down the marble hallway that leads to the lobby can be heard often. But if the staff at the front desk go to check out the noise, there'll be no one there. Many believe it's a soldier eternally on guard, watching the front doors of the Tremont House, looking out for any signs of trouble from the opposition. But after the war ended, the first version of Tremont House came about too, when a fire savaged the Strand district for days, destroying much of the area, including the much-loved hotel. Now, locals had many fond memories of the Tremonts, and so in 1871, the Galveston Hotel Company was formed by locals who wanted to see the Tremont House back up and running, and in 1872, their wishes came true. Again, the hotel was successful, but then in 1900, a hurricane struck the area and it hit hard. Hundreds of residents took shelter at the hotel, which saved many lives. Sadly, like with any disaster, not all lives can be saved, and one victim of the hurricane is said to make themselves known whenever there is a thunderstorm or harsh wind activity. On the third and fourth floor, people have seen ceiling fans switching on and off, as well as lights malfunctioning and televisions not doing as they're told in occupied and unoccupied rooms. Well, maybe this is the electrics playing up, as we all know how that goes in thunderstorms. But the activity gets much worse. Shadow figures are seen, along with the sounds of crying and moans of despair as thunder roars above, and knocking can be heard as if someone is trying to communicate. Islander magazine published an article on the hauntings at Tremont House, and one employee who worked in guest services for several years had much to say. It seems that one guest was taking a shower when the water kept turning off and on again. As if that wasn't upsetting enough, he felt breathing very close to his ear as he tried to sleep, followed by a man's voice whispering to him. This activity has been reported by many guests over the years during storms, with one woman even feeling a presence hovering over her while she was trying to sleep. By the end of the storm, Galveston was in ruins and recovery for the area was difficult. With the depression hitting the city, the Tremonts had no option but to close its doors for a second time on November 1st, 1928, with demolition carried out the following month. But George and Cynthia Mitchell took an interest in rebuilding downtown Galveston, and one of their goals was to bring back the Tremont House. They purchased the Leon and H. Blum building, creating the new Tremont, opening its doors once again in 1985. This goes to show what love and resilience can do, and that history shouldn't be forgotten. Today, the property is believed to be one of the most haunted locations in Galveston, Texas, and really, is that any surprise with the vastness of its history? So who else is said to haunt this fine establishment? Well, one spirit is thought to be called Sam, while others refer to him as the Lucky Man. In life, Sam was a gambler who stayed at the boarding house that used to be located where the Tremont stands today. One story goes that Sam won big while gambling, and after returning to his room was murdered in his sleep for his winnings. Another version of Sam's tale says that the Lucky Man was ambushed and robbed in the hallway of the fourth floor and sadly killed. Now, I'm not sure how we got the name Lucky, to be honest, unless we're being sarcastic. But whichever way Sam's life came to an end, people staying on the 4th floor of the Tremonts have reported a terrifying experience. It starts with a loud pounding on the bedroom door, which makes the door shake in its aftermath. This intrusion is then followed by the sound of a heavy foot slamming on the floor in the hallway, while the other leg is dragged behind. But when people have gone to investigate the sound, you guessed it, no one is there. Now, while the spirit of Sam may be quite upsetting for many visitors, there is another ghost named Jimmy, who is thought to be a little boy, and he loves nothing more than pulling pranks. Over the years, many members of staff have come across this young spirit, from people working at the front desk to kitchen staff and bartenders. Jimmy is seen so often that new members working at the front desk will have come across his ghost within their first month. He is often seen out of the corner of the eye, but when you go to look at him, he'll have run away. Bartenders even say that this mischief maker will slide glasses off the bar at a distance of more than a foot, and when this happens, the sound of a young boy giggling is heard. Sadly, no one seems to know how the young boy became trapped here though. Now, every year people enjoy cruising for their vacation, and some of those decide to stay at the Tremont House prior to embarkment. But one such couple was left so terrified after their night here that they cancelled their stay scheduled for after the cruise. You see, when the couple awoke in the morning ready to head to port, they discovered all their belongings scattered across the floor, with shoes located in the bathroom and the wife's jewellery case, which had been locked, open on the side, and they never found the key, even to this day. How would you react to that? I honestly think most of us would be more than a little shook up. So, if you're looking for a wonderful place to visit, one filled with history and luxury, why not check out the Tremont House? And you never know, the ghosts here may even help you to unpack or give you a wake-up call in the middle of the night, just to let you know they're watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please consider showing the channel some love with a like, comment, or maybe subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more haunted locations. Until next time, my friends, stay safe out there.